The Sangams refer to three crowned queens, Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas. Cholas were a powerful dynasty who ruled the parts of South India from 3rd century BC to 13th century. The Chola king Karikala Cholan is said to have defeated a combined force of the Cheras and Pandyas and established his supremacy. Silappatikaram theme of activities of Sangam collections tells the story of Kallanai who lived happily with her husband Koval and the prosperous Chola capital city of Ugar identified with Kaveri Pattinam. However, Kovalan fell in love with the dancer and eventually lost all his wealth over her. Realizing his mistake, he returned to Kannagi who forgave him. They then traveled to Madurai, the capital of the Pandya kingdom, hoping to rebuild their lives. To start anew, Kannagi gave Kovalan one of their anklets to sell. However, he was falsely accused of theft and executed by the Pandya king. Devastated, Kannagi proved his innocence by revealing her second anklet. The king, realizing his mistake, died of shock. Kannagi then cursed Madurai, invoking the god of fire who destroyed the city. She then walked further west to the Shara kingdom. Here she was honored as a goddess even today Kannagi is worshipped in northern Kerala. Alpadigaram's executive poetry thus centers on the principles of justice and the ruler's dharma to protect it. It also takes us through cities rich in traded goods to three kingdoms and also through several schools of thought. Karikala undertook many projects for the benefit of the people. Among them is Kallanai or Grand Anicut, a complex water diversion system. It helped divert waters from Kaveri to the central and southern parts of the Kaveri Delta. This enabled more land to be brought under cultivation, giving this area the name of Rice Bowl of the South. Restored several times in the course of time, it is still in use and helps millions of people in Tamil Nadu by providing water for irrigation and thus supporting agriculture in the region. The Cheras, also known as Kerala Putra, sons of Kerala. Cheras ruled as over the whole western parts of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Their capital was Vanji, present-day Karur in Tamil Nadu. They played an essential role in shaping the region's cultural and economic history, encouraging the growth of Tamil literature and patronizing Sangam poets. The Cheras were known for their extensive trade connections with the Roman Empire and West Asia, exporting many goods from India to the outside world. The kingdom became a hub for the export of spices, timber, ivory, and pearls. The Chera kings issued number of coins under their reign. The Pandyas ruled over parts of Tamil Nadu and surrounding their regions, with their capital on present-day Madurai goes back to several centuries BCE. Successive kings expanded the Pandyan kingdom. In his work Indica, Megasthenes mentions the kingdom as a prosperous one with a strong administration and involved in active trade with distant powers like Greeks and Romans. And apart from the much internet trade, Caravella, for instance, Caravella, for instance, states that he gets hundreds of pearls from the Pandya kingdom. The Pandyas were also an important naval power of the subcontinent. The later Pandyas also contributed greatly to art, architecture, and overall prosperity of the region. Let us first examine the legacy of Alexander's brief campaign in the Indus Plains. While retreating from the areas he had conquered, he left satraps behind. Over time, these regional rulers became established with their independent kingdoms and came to be known as Indo-Greeks. After the decline of Mauryas, the areas in the northwestern regions of the present-day Pakistan and Afghanistan were an easy target for the Indo-Greeks. However, while they arrived as conquerors, they were much influenced by the rich local culture. This cultural interaction led to a blend of Greek and Indian elements, art, language, and daily life. The Heliodorus pillar near Vidisha, Madhya Pradesh, is a notable example of such connections. It is named after an Indo-Greek ambassador who in his inscription praises Vasudeva as the god of gods. The inscription also states these immortal precepts in practice relate to heaven, self-restraint, charity, and consciousness. During excavations in North India, archaeologists have found many Indo-Greek coins which have provided most of the information we have about these rulers. These coins were made of gold, silver, copper, and nickel, often portraying a king on one side and Greek deities on the other. However, some coins instead depicted Indian deities like Vasudeva, Krishna, Lakshmi. The rule of the Indo-Greeks ended with the invasions of the Indo-Scythians or Shakas. The Sakas, also called Indo-Scythians, also invaded the northwest of the subcontinent and ruled from the latter part of the 2nd century BCE to the 5th century CE. Their kingdoms rose to power after the Indo-Greeks, and they were in full power until the arrival of the Kushanas. It was during this period that the Shaka Samvat calendar was developed. It is 78 years behind the Gregorian calendar, except from January-March, and it is behind by 79 years. It was adopted as the Indian national calendar in 1957. The Kushanas, originally from Central Asia, entered India in the 2nd century CE. Their rule marked a period of extensive cultural mixing. Kanishka encouraged art and culture, leading to development of new artistic styles. The famous headless statue is of King Kanishka, probably the most powerful ruler of the Kushana dynasty. The Brahmi inscription on the statue reads Maharaja Devaputra Kanishka, that is the great king of kings, son of God Kanishka. On the first coin, Kanishka is shown holding a spear titled King of Kings, with the inscription Buddha in Greek script. On the second coin, an emperor appears on one side and Shiva with the bull Nandi on the other. The Kushanas held control over significant sections of the Silk Route, connecting the central other parts of Asia and West, continuing the trend set under the Indo-Greek rulers. Kushana set architecture exemplified by the Gandhara and Mathura schools of art are celebrated for their fusion of Indian and Greek styles. The sculptures feature a variety of deities reflecting the peaceful coexistence of various schools of thought. This era saw the rise of representations of deities like Surya or the sun god, which looked more similar to humans, and the increase in the development of religious arts, laying the groundwork for later temple architecture in the subcontinent. The Gandhara style, which emerged in the western regions of Punjab, blended Greco-Roman elements with Indian features. Most sculptures and artifacts from this tradition were crafted in intricate detail from grey black schist stone. In particular, sculptures produced many fine Buddha images with realistic anatomy and flowing robes. The Mathura style, developed in the Mathura region, present-day Uttar Pradesh, and is known for its distinct Indian style. Unlike the Gandhara style, it primarily used red sandstone for its sculptures, and it reflects less influence from Greco-Roman aesthetics. This art form is known for its depictions of Indian deities, including Kubera, Lakshmi, Shiva, Buddha, Yakshas, and Yakshinis, and generally produced fuller figures with smooth modeling. Despite the political conflicts and power struggles, the period saw remarkable cultural exchange and assimilation. It was also the age of Sanskrit, age when Sanskrit literature flourished, in particular the composition of major Indian texts such as Mahabharata and Ramayana.